You are beautiful. You are strong. You are love. You deserve to have the life you desire. It doesn't matter what others say about you, it's about what you say about you. You are worthy. Hey, you guys, welcome back to You Are What You Think. Today, I want to start by saying you're not going to hear me say I need to do better when it comes to my posting. From now on, I'm just going to put out content. I'm not gonna lie, maybe you can tell I've kind of been struggling with coming up with ideas as far as creating content and things like that every week. So I'm going to definitely work at being a little bit more proactive instead of waiting till the last minute to think about what I want to record or talk about and creating videos. But honestly, for all of those who have been supporting my page and watching my content for the longest of time, I'm curious, what is it that you want to hear me talk about? Like, I know I've come up with a few more videos since I've gotten back on this YouTube page. So please let me know down in the comments below. Is there any specific topic you want to hear me talk about or get you some clarity on? I would surely like to know. And for today's topic, I really was just thinking like, okay, people are like, well, what do you do? I came across a post actually. Let me just say this. I came across a post on Instagram and someone was like, well, if you don't smoke marijuana and if you don't drink alcohol, what do you do to relieve stress? It was a video. It was a young girl and she was just acting like that's the only ways she knew adults either managed or dealt with stressful situations or difficult times within their life. So, and of course, everyone also knows the third thing that I'm not going to talk about is not technically a drug, but it can be, and that's terrible food for you. Whether it's processed food from like fast food or extremely sugary foods like desserts all the time or candy. The point is, I immediately went into the comments. Someone did like a reaction to it, and someone else was like travel. And then I also put in there, I'm like yoga, exercise, meditation, pranayama. What else did I say? Oh my gosh, I think that might have been it. And I think I'm gonna add it on there dancing, because dancing is just, I mean, go to a dance class or two. A class that you think you'll enjoy, that'll be fun, high beat, super good energy, something that you really want to learn. Trust me, dancing is awesome. But let me see. When it comes to stress release, when he said traveling, I'm like, traveling is a really good one if you can afford to do it. Like, when you can't afford to travel, as in I'm even talking about a really inexpensive trip. It could be a trip 4 hours, 3 hours away from where you live now, even if you stay close to another state or a specific, like something like Great Wolf Lake Lodge or Kalahari, Cedar Point. Any of those trips can cost a great deal of money depending on how many people you have going with you if you decide to stay the night. It just adds up, right? Because you got to think about food, you got to think about your lodging, all those things. I'm just like, okay, what is another, like outside of all those things that I just talked about or mentioned, what is inexpensive? What doesn't require you to be too disciplined? What gets you out of your brain from thinking extremely deeply or from even focusing on a difficult situation or something you could be going through? And it came to me and I was just like, oh my goodness, I got it. I'm like, the other day I just went to like a 3-year-old birthday party and it was so much fun, watching the babies play. And it's so funny, when I go to parties like that, it takes me back to when I was little and I was just like, oh my gosh, Like, I just know they just be having so much fun. You just see the world so differently. But the thing about that is that when you're able to look back and remember those happy memories you had when you were really small, the truth is there's still a child that lives within each and every one of us. And it comes out when we laugh a lot, when we smile a lot, when we experience joy. So it's like, how can you tap back into that without spending a lot of money, without having to be disciplined or extremely focused on doing something difficult or overcoming something you've maybe never done before? I guess I thought about this because we went to a beach. They had a splash park. They had like all the things, the buckets and the scoop to do like sand castles and all the things. And I'm just like, well, when I was younger, you know, when we couldn't afford a water park, my mom would throw in the sprinklers. And my sister and I, we would just play in the sprinklers, running across the water. Water balloon fights. Water balloons are extremely cheap, but it's just things like that. Water gun fights. It's just things like that, small things that you actually can easily do no matter your financial situation. I mean, and at the absolute minimum, you can grab a bucket of water from out the house, take it outside, and just have a water fight. Like, I was just thinking of what like is fun that makes you like run and involve water. I mean, it's the summertime, so you have to think about something that will keep you cool also. And I'm just like, it's things like that that brings out the joy in you. And it's the smallest moments, it's the most simplest things that can just uplift your spirits and just get you outside of thinking about whatever difficult thing you may be experiencing. So I said all that to say that yes, I did enjoy the splash park the other day. I hadn't been to like a water park or anything like that in so long, and I was just so happy, I guess, to just me and water, we just have this thing. Like, I'm a water sign. I love the water. Anytime I'm looking for clarity or peace or just wanting to think through, I guess, making a good decision or any decision, I always like to be near water. So I'll go like downtown and like walk by the water and just to get clarity, because there's a lot of like, I don't know, there's a lot of peace there, and it helps me resonate and come to, I think, some of my best decisions. So that's my spiel for today. I want you all to, if you are going through a difficult time, because I know everyone's been saying that this is a very difficult time for many people all over the world. So I want you to stay extremely prayerful, but outside of that, try to take control of some of the joy in your life. You don't have to spend any money to do it. And it's something that I feel like will help you get outside of your current circumstance, even if it's just for a few moments, a few minutes. So do something like that. I feel like it'll help bring some joy into your life. It'll also maybe even help you figure out how to get out of the situation that you're in. And yeah, just remember to always incorporate bits of joy. I remember the last video I talked about challenging yourself, pushing yourself, and allowing the excitement of life and new experiences to be embraced by your presence. But this video is definitely about just doing something that you remember you enjoyed when you were younger. It doesn't have to be running through the sprinklers. I remember the first time I ever just embraced rain. People look at rain so many different ways. But the first time I ever decided to run outside and dance in the rain, I might have been like, I don't know. I think I might have been like 7 or 8 years old. And last time I enjoyed being out in the rain and just embraced the rain just pouring down, because I think it was like a rainstorm. It was wildness. And I was walking with my mom and my sister. It was, I believe, 2021. Absolutely. I think it was 2021 or 2022. And we were walking from a restaurant back to our hotel. We had a staycation. And it was pouring, raining cats and dogs, as some people would say. And we just let the rain come down, and I was having fun, and I was splashing in the puddles. I was like just enjoying and embracing the craziness of the moment, because we were not expecting to get rained on that day. But yes, you know, sometimes you can't, well, let's say there are times when you cannot control your situation, but there are times when you actually can just embrace simple joys and with whatever moment you may be in. So just be mindful of that, and you know, don't go out in the rain if it's too cold. You're not trying to get sick, but if it's like 80 something degrees, late 70s maybe, and it's raining, you might just want to go out and dance in the rain, scream in the rain, let out frustration, and just allow some of that stress that you may be experiencing to ease. You know, it's important to remember to smile. It's important to remember to laugh. And it's important to remember to take yourself back to moments in your life where you were happy and when you enjoyed not having to worry about anything. So that is my advice for today. Hopefully you guys are inspired to do something simple but extremely fun that'll incorporate some joy into your own life, no matter what you're going through. I mean, you can be enjoying your life and extremely happy right now, and I will still encourage you to go search for that inner child within you and do something that you remember you enjoyed doing when you were younger. Maybe jump in a pool, just have fun and let go. Embrace this warm, beautiful summer we're having. And until next time, everyone, be well.